Hello, and welcome to our presentation of the gluteals and six deep lateral rotators for kinesiology and physiology foundations of sport. Our group consisted of Jaheim Morris, Austin Heiser, and myself, Ahmir Dawson. So let's get started. So the gluteals, which they're not as commonly known as, are really the buttocks, and they consist of three different muscles, which are the gluteus maximus, the medius, and the minimus, which we have a picture there right there that shows you all three different muscles. And the gluteus maximus is actually commonly brought up and is the largest muscle within this group, but also the largest muscle in the human body. In addition, we'll be working and looking at the six deep lateral rotators, which are a group of six muscles that help the femur move within the hip joint. So these consist of the piriformis, the gemellus superior, as well as the inferior, the obturatus externus, and the internus, and then the quadratus femoris. So with these, again, they help the femur, which is the largest bone within the human body, all just move within the hip joint and not get displaced within it by natural occurrences. So let's get right into some exercises that these muscles all work with. So first, we'll start with free weights, which, as most people are pretty familiar with, just things that consist of like barbells, dumbbells, and other things like that, that you can just move around with however you see fit. So first, we have working the gluteus maximus. We had Jaheim working with us today or for this project as our demonstrator. So in this video, he's doing some deadlifts, and you'll see here as I start the video. So the deadlifts are usually known as a full body workout, as they work more than just the glutes, but also they work the chest muscles, your forearms as you're gripping the bar to keep it steady, and just many other different muscles, your core as well. But for the most part, they're really working those gluteus maximus. And as you see there, he drops the weight, really feeling it, making sure that you're working that muscle and that motion there going up and down, really balancing your body as you're controlling the weight as well. Next, we're working the gluteus minimus and medius at the same time with some lateral leg lifts with a plate. So we'll see here what Jaheim is doing for us. So really with the gluteus minimus and medius, they work more with the side leg motion. So really when you're moving to the side, you'll see that you activate those side glute muscles. They're really on the side of your hip. So simple motion, but you really get some good work using that, and you can use as big a plate or a small plate as you need to. And lastly, with the lateral rotators of free weights, we go into barbell hip thrusts. So with hip thrust, they really work the gluteus maximus for the most part. But as you're moving your hips, you really see that you can notice the femur is moving within the hip bone. So those lateral rotators are activated as well and getting some motion used. All right, now done with free weights, we're moving into body weights. Body weights are pretty self-explanatory, using very minimal equipment, more so using the body and the human body weight as resistance to increase your strength. So first, we're going to start with the gluteus maximus again. And this exercise is the single leg hip bridge. So we'll see what Jaheim did here. So the hip bridge does, of course, work the gluteus maximus, as we were stating, but it also works your core as you're stabling your body, keeping it from moving from that position, but really working those hips and just those muscles that are all around there. So it does work also your lateral rotators. Next, we'll get into the gluteus minimus and medius with banded monster walks. So again, with the medius and minimus, as they're more so on the side of your body, you'll see that the side motion and providing resistance on that really works those two muscle groups because they're more so for stabilizing side motions. And of course, for athletes like football players like Jaheim and our partner Austin, they really need that when they're really in that state that we saw Jaheim here in moving side to side, side shuffling, staying with defenders or even moving upfield, whatever they need to do to get to their assignment. And lastly, our lateral rotators exercise are clamshells. So let's take a look here. So these providing resistance again on the side, similar to the monster walks, you're working those medius and minimus groups, but as well you're working your lateral rotators as your leg is moving side to side within the hip joint. So it's a very rotator minimal exercise, but it's still something that you shouldn't ignore because it's very important to understand what exactly is going on with that exercise. Oops. All right, now we're moving into machines. So machines usually, I'm sure we all have seen them. You go to a commercial gym, you know that they're very expensive, a little harder to get within home or in a smaller gym, but they're still great and they provide a lot of different exercises, and even some more variations. We're starting with the gluteus maximus yet again. For this one, we're doing the glute ham raise, and the machine itself is not the most versatile. You can't really do much else besides this exercise, but it's still a great one. So Jaheim decided to add a plate, and you can do that to add even more resistance and provide yourself even more of a challenge. And with this exercise, it's really something that works all the posterior muscles. And that means it works all the lower body muscles that help to keep the body upright while walking, while standing, while even running. So your calves, it works your lower back, works those hamstrings, but also most importantly, the gluteus maximus, which is big in that. So great exercise to do. All right, next we're on to the gluteus medius, but then also we're working the piriformis, which is, of course, one of the lateral rotators. And this exercise, hip abduction, works both of those simultaneously. It's very interesting. So let's take a look. All right. So there's that. And yeah, again, it works both the medius and the piriformis. And the piriformis is one of the main lateral rotators. So it's important, again, not to ignore that that motion is happening and that you're working those muscles all at the same time. Great exercise. All right. And then our gluteus minimus exercise is cable kickbacks on the cable machine. So let's see what Jaheim has for us. It's a very simple and quick exercise, but something that really can still get even the smallest of muscles like your gluteus minimus activated and making sure that you're working the entire glute, not just the maximus, which is usually what most people aim to get. And then you see sometimes maybe a little deformity, but yeah, really aiming to get that small muscle that might seem insignificant, but still very important. All right, and that is it for us. We hope you enjoyed and learned a lot about the gluteals and the 6 deep lateral rotators. And don't forget to never skip out on working those gluteals and all the muscles that are contained within them. So thank you for watching and have a great day.